What's up team? As always, I hope you're all having a fantastic day. When it comes to upgrading your desk setup, I think getting a nice desk shelf is one of the best investments you can make. It will help with ergonomics, aesthetics of course, and especially with organization. However, a premium setup like the one I got from Balolo, called the Balolo Setup Cockpit, will cost you around $700, which is quite steep. And after using it for a few months, I wanted to let you know if I think this premium desk shelf is worth the money. You'll probably be able to relate to this, especially if you're someone that's creative. Whenever I get in the zone, things tend to just pile up on my desk. I got notebooks over there, my iPad, my phone is somewhere else, I got random sheets of paper everywhere. Things just tend to get messy. And after watching other creators' desk setups and letting myself be influenced by them, I knew that I needed to get a desk shelf. I was super happy when I saw that Balolo wanted to send me over their setup cockpit to partner over on Instagram. And talking about creators, remember to like and subscribe if you're enjoying this type of content. It really helps support the channel and helps me make more videos for you guys. Now, I already had a desk shelf, however, it wasn't near the same quality. It was a bit flimsy and it didn't have any organization features, which was the thing I was really looking for. So I was really looking forward to try this premium desk setup. When I received the package, I was surprised to see just one very big box. However, as soon as I opened it, I saw all the other accessories that I ordered in there as well. I was happy to see that their packaging was completely free of plastics. They have a focus on being eco-friendly, and it's something I appreciate. Starting with the shelf itself, as soon as I opened the box, you could tell that this was high quality. From the weight, the look, and all the small details such as the plate in the back, it all adds a really nice touch and together brings a really cool feeling to the shelf. I personally went with the American walnut as it just fits my setup a lot better, and I'm really happy to see that their walnut matches the one on my desk perfectly. It's kind of hard sometimes to match, but this one matches really well. There are other options such as a full black or a bright oak version. Just note that the legs themselves will always be black. Setting up the desk shelf is a really straightforward process. They give you the tools you need from the screws to the Allen keys, and just need to install the two legs on either end of your desk shelf. And then there's one extra that goes in the middle, which will make this shelf really stable and allows you to have larger monitors. If you want to add two monitors, the large model will also fit. However, I personally like to have just one monitor, and I'll explain why later. I also have an accessory exactly for that reason. Also note that if you have a smaller setup, they do offer smaller versions of the setup cockpit. As soon as I was done setting it up, I put it on my desk and I was happy to see that it brought my monitor to the perfect height, which really helped with ergonomics. Now, where the Balolo Setup Cockpit really shines is in all of its modular accessories that you can add to really make this your own. And this is where it gets a bit trickier. You really need to think of where you want things to be so you can get the most ergonomic setup possible. You could just wing it, however, personally, I wanted to plan things out. So I started by laying the shelf on my desk and slowly adding accessories and really thinking of where I wanted everything to be. Starting with device holders, as I just said, I don't like to have a second monitor, and that's because it usually ends up being distractions on there. So I like to keep my laptop closed. And for that, I added the laptop holder. It's a small accessory that you put anywhere on the shelf that you want. I personally ended up putting it on the right-hand side of my shelf, and that's where I can leave my laptop closed and still plugged into the rest of the setup. Now, besides distractions, there are a few reasons why I might need a second monitor. The first one is for meetings, where I like to have the people on one of the monitors and my notes somewhere else. However, the other one is for all of my to-do lists and stuff like that. And for that, I got the iPad holder. I decided to put this right in the middle so I could have my to-do list on there, or notes, or whenever I want to just scratch things down to, get things out of my mind, for example. I just take my iPad, write down notes, and put it back there. Throughout the day, I'll keep my to-do list open there so I can just tick things off as I get them done. And it's been a really nice addition to my setup. I'm really happy to have that on there. There's one small caveat with this thing, however, is that it is a bit high, which means that sometimes it ends up hiding the lower end of my monitor where the app bar is, so it can get a bit annoying. There are a few easy ways to fix this. One is, I think they could have made it a bit larger so that if you have, for example, an iPad Pro like I do, it won't stand as high. It could have been a bit lower. The other solution that you can do by yourself is to put it on the left or right hand side of your shelf instead of having it right in the middle. However, I personally put it there and I still enjoy it. When it comes to organization, I also added a large tray as well as 3 small catch-all trays. And I think that these things look really good. I really like the wooden accents on there, and it feels really premium. In there, I'll organize things such as notebooks and pens, and sometimes I'll use them for other small things, like whenever I'm switching keycaps, for example. It's helpful to have a small tray so that things don't get everywhere. Another added bonus of the large tray and these 3 catch-all trays is that they don't fill up the whole tray, and it leaves a bit of space to add cables. So this is where I hide the charging cable for my iPad, for example. Now I do think that they could have added better cable management to the shelf since it has so much space. They do sell small hooks, but I think that there are other cool things that they could have come up with. For example, I saw another creator mentioning that they could have added magnetic cable clips. I think this would have been a really good idea. However, they don't make them so far. Now these small catch-all trays can of course just carry small things. However, I also got a large catch-all tray, which I use for completely different purposes. Now this thing is way bigger and it still has the same wooden accents that I really like. You also get a small logo on the back, which I think is a really nice touch. And I'll use this large catch-all tray for different things throughout the day. I usually like to have it as a work in progress area, so it makes it really easy to just take it with me and kind of move around. If I'm filming stuff, for example, it's where I'll keep small things such as lens cap or hot shoe covers. I always lose them if I don't put them somewhere, so I'll keep them in there. And I also like that it has a felt material at the bottom, which means it doesn't scratch your gear. So if I'm filming a video and I have a bunch of tech review, for example, I'll lay them there and I can just pick them up as I'm filming. Sometimes I'll also use this as an inbox. So whenever I get things in the mail, for example, I'll put them in there. Then on Sunday, I'll empty it whenever I'm filming. And I like that you can slide it under the large tray in my on my desk shelf. It means that it's kind of out of sight. However, it's not too much out of sight that things will just pile up and I'll never see it. I really like this thing. Now for the big question, is the Balolo Setup Cockpit worth its premium price? There are other premium options out there, even a lot of them will cost you less than this one. However, the modular system that you can adapt to your personal needs is really unique to Balolo, and I think it will increase your desk setup a lot from an aesthetic perspective, but also from ergonomics and of course organization. With its modular system, you just really can make it work for you if you have the money, of course. Now yes, the price is quite high. However, I really think that you do get what you pay for. You pay for a really premium item that looks amazing, feels amazing, and it's something that will last you for a very long time. You can really tell when using it that everything is really well made and made to last. It's really made for those that want a premium personalized solution and that really care for every details. Whenever you're looking at the desk shelf and its accessories, you can really tell that their team spent a lot of time on the small details. I appreciate the small logos that they placed really well on their different accessories, the felt materials that they chose to protect your gear, and even these small cork feet in the catch-all trays, which just make sliding them in and out really satisfying. It's a really good product, and yes, it comes with a premium price, but it is really worth it if you have the money, of course. Pretty soon, I'll be making an updated home office and desk setup tour, and I'd like to know if you have any questions or things you'd like me to talk about more specifically, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day.